Hey, good morning, everyone. All right, I see Erica is on, Janice and Clissy. All right, good to have you on.
Good morning.
Right, let's see if we, yeah, wonderful. All right, guys, you know the drill. Just comment. Let us know where you are coming in from to this. All right. Let's let us know where you're coming in from. Uh, this is Friday morning. How was the session last night? How was the session last night?
It was great. We had well over 200 people actually tune in. A couple
Yeah,
people well from
I saw the
Facebook.
yeah, I saw it after.
Yeah,
I saw it after.
and well, a lot of people are here jumping in because yeah, the
Now,
transparency.
the system is good, and I believe it's something is a game changer again for a lot of
Yeah,
folks who don't know how to trade. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it's a good investment. I believe it's a good investment. All
correct.
right, Ingrid, good to have you on this morning. Suriname is in the house. All right, let's know where you're coming in from. Um, so this morning we're gonna chat a little bit about problem solving.
Hmm.
All right. So we doing into to leadership and personal development. And I believe that what we're going to share this morning is going to be really, really important for you. Cheryl is on. All right. Norton is on. Good to have you on. Just let us know. Suriname is in the house again. Just let us know. All right. Suriname is in the house. Just let us know what part of the world you're coming in from. All right, welcome to the morning breakfast brew. You can tag someone, invite someone, just let them know that the morning breakfast brew is on with Ian and Keeshon as we go into areas of personal development for your growth. All right, please this morning put your question up. If you have any question this morning that you want clarified, please put it up. That still is on. Arima is in the house.
Hmm.
Any question you have, probably based on Wednesday or Monday sessions we did, or any business problem that you have, please put it up there so we can get into it this morning. All right, Keishon, so let's jump into it. All right, so this morning I want to be chit chat a little bit about problem solving.
Right.
Problem solving. All right, and I think some clarity in the area of that is really, really important because I think problems, you will always have problems.
Guaranteed.
And the issue is Freeport is in the house. Good morning, Tracy. All right, it's not so much the problem, really, but it's how you solve the problem. All right. So we're going to talk about this morning. I'm going to talk about the dynamics of a problem. Let's talk about the dynamics of a problem. All right. So big Sam, and I believe every one of you, those who are on, probably you'll listen this later. You either you deal with a problem, you will have to deal with a problem, or you dealt with a problem before, past,
Dealing with
present,
the
or okay. But how you deal with problems. All right, business problem, relational problem, financial problems are there. Okay. Now, my definition for problem, this is the definition. All right, and Keisha, you jump in after.
yeah.
You may have a definition that you that you put together as a result of dealing with so much stuff. All right. So a problem is a temporary interruption.
Right.
All right. In the plan that produces discomfort, discouragement, and disagreement or distress
Right.
that must be overcome so that the purpose and the objective will be realized. Now
Okay.
that's a mouthful, so let's break it down. All right.
Yeah.
So a problem is what? A temporary interruption. So a problem is what? Temporary. It's not
Yeah.
permanent. Okay, so then our approach in dealing with problem should not be from a permanent place. So we should
Mhm.
operate like this thing will not go away.
Yeah.
Okay, so and that change your whole your approach to it, because then now you will be able to get ideas and insight on how to deal with the problem. Because when
Right.
you are faced with a problem, if you are stressed out and just frustrated, it's difficult for you to think.
Hmm.
Okay, so it becomes now difficult to solve the problem. But if you approach it from based on definition I just give you, in terms of a problem is a temporary interruption.
Yeah.
So the interruption that you're getting on your journey towards success, it is temporary, it is not permanent. So no matter how it look, no matter how it feel, no matter what people say, no matter what, it is temporary.
Yeah.
Okay? It is temporary. Dion is on this morning. Good to have you on, Dion. Suriname is in the house. Okay? Then, and it's an interruption. So he's going to interrupt something. So some things will happen. They're going to be discomfort. And as I put there, in the plan that produces discomfort. So a problem produces discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A problem produce, you will be discouraged.
Yeah.
Which means you want to give up. Then there will be disagreement. Then also there's going to be distress. So let's look at those 4 Ds: discomfort, discouragement, disagreement, and distress. Okay, and the next aspect of it is that must be overcome. Okay, so that the purpose and the objectives will be realized.
Yeah.
And that's the key. All right, so Keeshon, you wanna jump in there and
best definition I've ever heard.
I think this is a game changer because and I tell you this, the reason why I'll be looking at this morning, because problems will come. You will get problems.
Definitely.
All right. You will get problems. You will feel, you will be discomfort, you will be discouraged. All those things I mentioned, they will happen when a problem presents itself. But does it mean that you will not get the promise? Doesn't mean that the thing will not manifest. Does it mean it's not going to happen? And sometimes what happens is that when we are faced with the problem, sometimes we walk away from opportunities.
Sure.
Okay, we walk away from sometimes we are close to something. We're just a couple of days away. You're just close for that breakthrough, whatever it is you're expecting, a couple of days away from it. But because you get discouraged, all right, because you get discomfort, because you're feeling that way, you just stop. All right, you stop fighting, you stop pursuing, you're just there, and you just walk away from it. Yeah. All right. So our approach to a problem is really, really important. All right. So with that said, now what we look at, Keeshon, is that your attitude towards problem defines your level of success.
Yeah.
Your attitude towards the problem. All right. So it defines now the level of your success. Because remember, if we're talking about distraction and discouragement and distress and all that stuff, it's gonna have some kind of effect on you emotionally, sure, mentally, psychologically. Yeah. Okay, so then now your attitude will tend to change. So so this is why I said your attitude towards the problem defines your level of success, which means that if you're gonna be successful in this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next aspect now I want to plug in there is that problem solving defines the limitation of my potential. It defines the limitation of my potential. So there's a quote we normally say. We said, "He who solves problem get paid."
Correct.
Right? He who solves problem get paid. So being a problem solver is important, because you're going to get paid to solve this problem. You ever solve any problem and get paid, Keeshon?
This is what we do.
This is what we do. Helping families, there are folks with really, really a lot of problems coming around, right?
Entrepreneurs,
you help them solve that problem.
Okay. Entrepreneurs actually look for problems.
All right.
And it's
entrepreneurs look for problems.
Yeah, it's compared to the eagle. I remember, again, Miles Monroe. He said the only bird that actually looks for a storm is the eagle. And the major reason the eagle looks or sorts after the storm is because when the eagle comes into contact with the storm / the problem, it allows the eagle to soar to higher levels without using as much energy. It's practically entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So the storm actually allows it to soar,
Go
to
to a
really
higher altitude.
it takes it there. All right.
Yeah.
So your problem actually taking you to your destination.
Of course. Definitely. Definitely.
This problem solving topic is really big. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
And I think it's a defining factor with a lot of people, even whether you're in ministry and business, whatever it is, you will have problems. But then
Mm-hmm.
how you but you see the majority of people, Keeshon, don't really look at the art of problem solving. Let's put it like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
the art of problem solving, because there's an art to it, which means there are
Correct.
things that you should know in approaching a problem, so that you wouldn't get flustered, you wouldn't just be agitated, and because you have to be able to think through the
Correct.
process. Okay, because in that situation you are faced with, and folks, the reason why I love this problem solving topic, and I wrote an ebook on this. Okay,
Okay.
this is one of the topics that was major when we started Morning Breakfast Brew in the pandemic. This was
Mm-hmm.
one of I had this topic on solving problems in a pandemic.
Yeah. 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 I mentioned
Right.
that.
Right, problem solving in a pandemic. Okay, because remember, it was a time when everyone was scared, everyone was packing up, businesses were closing, churches were shutting down, couldn't work, all kind of things. It was a pandemic. All right, it wasn't a crisis, because remember, pandemic is the higher level. All right, so
Correct.
it moved from crisis to a pandemic. But then, and so people were malls were closing down, people, I mean, lose their job and all kind of things. So the Lord began to drop in my spirit, solving problem in a pandemic. Because in the midst of that, there are a lot of people who are being paid too. Although there was a pandemic, Keeshon, and places were closing down, people were getting paid. Millionaires were being booted.
I'm not going to
Go ahead.
say the pandemic created the most millionaires in the last century.
Ah, wow,
Yeah.
wow. The most millionaires in the last century.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. All right. So then that literally is basically to show, and when individuals are going through situation, okay,
Mm-hmm.
even those of you who have a problem, and I'm saying this because every one of you who are on here, you have a problem.
Yeah.
I said, but it's your attitude towards it, okay, and that problem comes with it. Is designed to pay you. It's
Correct.
designed to pay you. So let's jump into it. So I'm saying that your attitude towards the problem defines your level of success.
Right.
Okay, so adjusting your attitude towards it is important. And then I touched on the next point I mentioned. I said problem solving defines the limitation of my potential.
Okay.
So which means now my ability to solve the problem, it defines the limitation of my potential.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because now when I'm faced with this, now remember, I'm faced with a problem, and I'm looking for the solution for this problem, but it also defines the level of my potential to solve
Yeah.
the problem. So it's either I have the potential to do it, or I tap into resources or somebody who has the potential to do it. But what it
Yeah.
does, it defines the level of my potential. All right. The next point now, what it does, problem solving. The problem now uncover flaws in the plan that might lead to failure.
Yeah.
Listen to me. This is important. Okay. So you have a plan. You're going towards something. Okay. We have the plan. We executing the plan with the team. Listen how this is a game changer here. But while we are pursuing with the plan, here comes the problem.
Yeah.
And that problem now uncovers a flaw in the plan that would have led to failure.
Correct.
And the only how we were able to uncover that flaw was as a result of the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's huge.
So
That's huge.
yeah, well that's
That's
it there.
huge. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So because we were excited to pursue, we were excited to go. Okay,
Yeah.
because we tell ourselves that, hey, we have everything, all our T's across, all our I's are dot, we going towards it. But here comes a problem. Now remember, problem is a discomfort. Okay, here comes something that brought discouragement, discomfort, and distress,
Mm-hmm.
and disagreement. But that thing that caused discomfort and disagreement, what it did now, it uncovered a flaw in the plan that we thought was good, right? That was going to lead to failure.
Yeah.
So just this alone here, Keeshon, tells you a problem has purpose.
Of course. Of course.
But can we identify the purpose that comes with the problem?
Yeah.
All right. So okay, you want to jump in there? Because I believe that's yeah.
I can add the importance of having a practical experience compared to theoretical information. So it's the difference between practical and theory. So as you rightfully said, you have
plan.
a course towards plan towards getting to that destination, and in you facing the problem, you face something called a practical experience as to how it probably couldn't happen, and the problem shows the flaw, which, as you rightfully said, will stop ultimate failure. So that's huge. That's huge.
It's a game changer, no? And you see, but it was what happened to Keeshon. Sometimes, no. Let's go back on it. Now, the problem brought discomfort. It is disagreement. And sometimes we focus on the disagreement so much, it becomes so big that we miss the focus on this problem uncover a flaw that was going to lead now to what? To further problems or to bigger problems. All right. So this is why the whole art of problem solving. All right. Those of you who are on, I know you probably into business, probably you're dealing with ministry, whatever you're dealing with. Don't negate the importance of getting the wisdom to solve problem. So because you may say, well, this topic is not important, and you may say, well, what problem solving? But you have a problem. Okay. And your attitude towards the problem defines the level of your success.
Correct.
Okay, and guess what? Next year, a problem come again, and a problem always coming, and you're focusing more on the discouragement and the distress, and you miss the whole point of the flaw that was uncovered that would have led to greater destruction.
Correct.
That's the game changer there, Keeshon. Trust me.
Correct.
All right. Folks, those of you who are on, make a comment. Let me know what problems that you have that you're dealing with. Okay, because we are sharing some keys to problem solving. It's going to help you. Whether you're in ministry, I see some ministerial folks on here. All right, you have problems in your ministry. All right, marital problems, business problems, financial problem, whatever the problem is, the principles that we are discussing here this morning is going to help you on your journey. Remember, he who solves problem get paid. Come on, be a problem solver. It's a game changer. Get paid, all right. I know. With that new program there, Keeshon, a lot of problems have been solved. Somebody will get paid.
For sure.
Somebody getting paid. All right. Let me give you the next point now. It says problems should be a wake-up call to divine creativity.
Yeah.
All right. Problem should be a wake-up call to divine creativity.
Correct.
Which means now the problem presents itself, but that should wake up now or awake in you creativity, because now it will cause you to think.
Yeah.
Because if this problem did not present itself, that creativity, that gift, that potential that was laying dormant would not have been unlocked.
Yeah.
But it was unlocked. I was able to identify this potential or this gift in me as a result of the problem, because of this problem.
Yeah.
So problems should be a wake-up call to divine creativity. Now, for those of you who are on, those of the folks who are on who are believers, there's a scripture that says, God makes a way of escape. He always makes a way of escape. There's no temptation given to you but such as is common to man. But there is a way of escape. There's a way of escape. So right next to a problem, and here this is the law of I think it's the law of duality. Okay.
Okay.
Next to up, there's down. Next to in, there's out. Next to I don't know what to do is I know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that's a law. So right where you're looking at say this is a problem, you must understand next to that problem there's a solution.
Of course.
Right where you're saying I don't know what to do, right next to don't know what to do is I know what to do. It's that law of duality.
Yeah.
It's a law. Up, down, left, right, in, out, front, back. Works. It goes together.
Yeah.
It goes together. And if we start thinking like that, Keeshon, we're going to begin now to see a lot of opportunities. We're not going to just see failure. We're not just see discomfort when we look at situation. And too much times people look at problems and all they see is chaos and calamity and confusion.
Yeah.
So they're not able really to pull that those nuggets, those gems when a problem presents itself. All right. So let's back it up again. All right. The dynamics of a problem. A problem is a temporary interruption in a plan that produces discomfort, discouragement, disagreement, and distress that must be overcome so that the purpose and the objective will be realized. All right. And then we went into some points. Okay. I said your attitude towards the problem will define the success.
Correct.
Right. The level of success. So attitude check. Okay. Then the next point I shared, I said problem solving defines the limitations of your potential. That's the game changer there. All right. Then problems now uncover the flaws in the plan that might lead to failure.
Yeah.
Don't miss that. And then the fourth one was problems should be a wake-up call to divine creativity.
Yeah.
Which means it should cause you to think. It should wake up gifts and potential that is laying dormant. And the only how that gift was awakened, it was because there was a problem that we had to solve and somebody had to think on.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody had to think, and as a result of thinking, you came up now with a solution. You tap into your gifts, you tap into your potential. All right, and this is what let me say this is how God literally does things. All right, because from where I sit and from what I deal with, there are people who call me every day with problems. Problems, and sometimes, and here this Keeshon, sometimes you cannot be rescue 911.
Yeah.
To take people out of a problem that God literally orchestrate to teach them something.
Correct. That's huge.
Because you're going to abort the process of their growth.
Yeah.
So if you keep rescuing people out of problems, then what will they have learned in that situation?
Yeah.
So that is something to think about, Keeshon. That's something to think about. All right. Yeah, give me your thought. Give me your thought before I jump to the next one.
Definitely. As I rightfully say, problems stimulate invention. All inventions that we have today was stimulated by some problem that society needed to solve. And the men and women that's rewarded for solving those problems, as you rightfully say, they get paid. And example, could you imagine taking a look at the skin of a cow and seeing leather or seeing her shoes? What would have stimulated the insight via that sight of looking at the skin of a cow was the problem of not having her shoes.
Wow.
Wow. So that problem would have stimulated invention. That problem would stimulate creativity, whereby you could look at the skin of a cow and see the creation of leather. Look at the skin of a cow and see the creation of her shoes. I mean, some people, they like crocodile shoes and snake skin shoes. I mean, a problem presented itself whereby somebody looked at the skin of a snake, the skin of a crocodile, and that
Yeah.
problem stimulated creativity to actually see a shoe inside the skin of a snake or the skin of a crocodile. So
Wow.
1000% problems stimulate creativity. It stimulates invention.
Right. I think it's the late Miles said problems precede production.
Correct.
No problem. Purpose precede production. But you
Yeah.
could add also problems there.
Problems.
Problems precede production.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So that's good. So folks, those of you who are all, just give us some feedback. Let's hear what's your takeaway on this topic. We are talking about principles for problem solving this morning. We are chit-chatting a little bit. So those of you could get some keys in dealing with situation that you're faced with. Every one of us are faced with some kind of problem. All right. Remember, I said to you your attitude towards your problem defines the level of your success. Okay, so what we share here is critical so that you can really implement this thing. So now let's talk about the greatest corporate problem is internal disputes. All right, greatest corporate problems is internal disputes. So let problems become a stepping stone. So the first thing now, let problems become what? A stepping stone. Okay, right. So you ask now, what is the problem? What is the problem? Do not let others redefine the problem. All right, and don't let a performance problem become personal.
Yeah.
Let's take it one by one now. So let problems become a stepping stone. Let it become a stepping stone. A stepping stone so that somebody can walk over.
Yeah.
Which means stepping stone, not also that, but a stepping stone where you use that problem to step to go forward. All right? Understand it. Let your problems become a stepping stone so that you can step on that problem to get leverage to go forward.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't just look at it as it's a failure, it's something bad. Okay, we already established that already. We talk about the flaws in the plan, that the problems will uncover flaws in a plan. So your approach towards the problem is critical because it alters your perspective. So if you're approaching the problem from a place that it's not going to happen and all that stuff, that puts you in a difficult place.
Yeah.
Okay. Then your perspective now towards you look at it, when you look at it from that place, you're not going to see the opportunities. You're not going to be able to do that because you're looking at this problem as it is bad, it's not going to happen, all that stuff. You're looking at it. So that Keeshon, it create a construct for you going forward.
Yeah.
That is what it does. Okay. So your approach towards the problem is critical. Let problems become a stepping stone. I'm going to use this problem now as a stepping stone to get to my next level.
Correct.
To reach for other things I want to reach on because it's a teaching moment. I'm going to learn something in this. It's going to unlock my creativity. It's going to cause me to think. Okay, so I'm not going to look at it from that place. Then the next thing, what is the problem?
Yeah.
Is it the person, the problem, or is it what the person did is the problem?
Yeah.
So separate the person from the problem.
Correct.
Oh, this is a game changer.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Yeah.
Because most of the time, when we are faced with problem, we equate the person with the problem. So the person now become the problem, and sometimes, Keeshon, the person is not the problem.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is when you deal with the problems, always separate the person from the problem. So I deal with the problem, and then I could deal with the person.
Yeah.
Because the person, most of the times, is not the problem. The person may cause the problem, Because if I look at a person as a problem, when I deal with a problem and I see the problem will be still there because I equate the person with the problem. Now, it's big because sometimes the person is the problem.
Yeah, sometimes the person is the problem.
This one. Don't even help myself this one. So is it the person is the problem, or is it the problem is separate? So what is the problem? That's the game changer here. I see it most of the times, like in this aspect here, Keeshon. I mean, you could use it for business and ministry. You could use it for relationship. All right.
Yeah.
So a person may do something, and you're vexed with what the person did. Okay. Or are you vexed with the person
themselves? Yeah.
All right. So I don't love what you did, but I still love you.
Yeah.
Separate the problem from the person. So now you and the person could sit down and say, let's deal with the problem.
Correct.
Because the problem is not the person. Because if I'm looking at the problem as a person, when we deal with the problem and I see you, Keeshon, I still see the problem.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the problem? That's one. Okay. Then do not let others redefine the problem. That's the thing. So you now have to really try your best now to define this problem. What is the problem to you as a person? Sometimes we let other people redefine our problems.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that you should have advice from people in terms of what this problem is about, how this other person, because sometimes in the art of problem solving, sometimes you look at people who solve problems, the same problem you are dealing with. Okay, look at some of the things they did in solving that problem, whether it's business, whether it's different areas. Somebody dealt with a problem that you are dealing with in a business like that. Okay, and they did X 1, 2, 3. They applied this and they solved the problem. Look at that. Okay, now, so but what I'm saying here is that don't just allow other people to redefine your problem. You have to do that also, because remember, you are the one that is faced with it, not the people. Okay, and the reason why I say that, Keeshon, because it's if you are dealing with a problem, and I say this, Keeshon, it speaks to you differently from it speaks to me.
Correct.
Because you are in it, and the problem is facing you. This is your problem.
Yeah.
Okay, on your journey, you face a problem. Okay, I am not on that journey with you. This is not my problem. I can tell you how to solve it. Okay, so you have now so that's why I'm saying don't let others redefine the problem. And sometimes this is what we do. Okay, so we have to define the problem for ourselves. That's the game changer, because you are the one that is dealing with it. Okay, the next point I say, do not let a performance problem become personal. Don't let a performance problem becomes personal. Right? Because what happens now, on the next level, you will take it there. Because now it's something personal, but it's a performance, right? Which means that this is something that I did. It's not based on personality or character. It's a performance problem.
Yeah.
All right. Don't let it become personal at all. Okay. Any feedback there with us?
That's great. And people need to understand to separate, the different entities, the person from the problem and so forth. And most persons don't have the ability to separate them. So they conclude and they associate. They associate the problem with the person and the person with the problem. So most persons don't do separation.
That is important because and you know what that causes to? That causes now the problem causes pain, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so even though I solve the problem, I'm still in pain.
Yeah.
When I see you, all right, the pain in me rose.
Correct.
Okay. So because the problem came with pain, and so it's so difficult now for me to separate the person from the problem, because now I'm in pain as a result of the problem, and I equate the problem with you, so I equate you with the pain. So we solve the problem, but I'm still in pain. So when I see you, remind me of that.
Correct.
Okay. So that point that you make there is critical in terms of separating the person from the problem. Let's deal with the problem, all right, and let's deal with you. Okay. Those of you on, just share your feedback, Cheryl. All right. Let problem become a stepping stone. That's right. To your next level. Okay. See the problem as what? As profitable now. That's good. That's good. All right. So let's go again. So the next approach here now is how to solve a problem. How to solve a problem. Now, you're solving a problem. How to solve a problem God's way. Let's talk. We'll talk about proper approach to problems. Okay. So you are faced with a problem. Let's talk about proper approach towards this problem. The first one is, if I'm approaching a problem, Keeshon, this is a game changer. It's very simple. It is solvable.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. You said, because remember when we are faced with a problem, remember we are telling ourselves it's all over. Remember the 4 Ds: distress, discouragement, disagreement, and all that stuff. Okay, so that's our approach. But now we put in a structure to proper approach to a problem. And the first point, the first principle, if I'm approaching a problem, my perspective, my mindset is that it is solvable. All right, it is solvable.
Yeah.
Then I have the necessary grace now to handle it, which means now I have what it takes now to handle this problem. Now, these are just proper approach. These are what you have to begin to tell yourself, Keeshon.
Yeah.
All right. I'm dealing with this problem. You got to tell yourself it's solvable, and I have the necessary grace, okay, to solve this problem. All right. Then the third thing you in your approach now is that I will be stronger in the end. Okay. That at the end of this problem, I'm going to be stronger.
Yeah.
All right. And the fourth one, you want to be in terms of you want to be prayerful, all right, but you want to have proper counsel as you approach the problem. Okay, you want to have proper advice as you approach the problem. So this is where the table of support comes in. This is where the mentor or the coach comes in. Okay, this is where your talk to God comes in. This is the fourth stage. Okay, all right. So you approach now the problem prayerfully. You approach it with proper advice, proper counsel from your mentor, from your coach, from those table of support you have around you that will help you now go through this season or this journey. All right, and that's itself there is a game changer. So number one, it is solvable.
It is.
No matter what it is, all things work together for good. I know that's a good slogan for a lot of believers. We love that slogan until all things happen.
1000%. All things. All things.
Right? All things work together. Not some things, not little things, but all things. All right. And I said, it's only when all things start to happen, then we realize that it's not to define which is all things. But before we could say we have our bumper sticker and sticking our bumper, all kind of food, together for good. And we know it by heart until all things start to happen. The health, the money, the relationship, everything's that happen. I say, you drop your hand and say, like, something wrong with this picture. All right, but all things really means all things. All right, Sri is in the house. Hey, Ricardo, good to have you on, sir. All right, so it is solvable. That's one. Whatever problem you face, then
Mm-hmm.
you have the necessary grace to handle it. Okay, all right. Then I'm going to be stronger at the end of this, and
Yeah.
then proper counsel, your approach to each problem, and those are just 4 points in proper approach to a problem solving. All right. So the next thing now you want to do, you want to be able to analyze the problem.
Yeah.
Let's analyze the problem. All right. Define the problem. Now this is the game changer here, Keeshon. Listen. Define the problem, not the symptom.
Yeah. Correct. That's big.
Define the problem, not the
symptom.
symptom.
Yeah.
Somebody, this have to be a takeaway. Somebody, this gotta be a takeaway. All right. Most of the time, all right. Most of the time, we get caught up with the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we get angry, we get mad. Okay. Define the problem. What is the root of this? What is the problem? Now, these are really, really real powerful points, Keeshon, because we said separate the person from the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Define the problem, not the symptom.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
All right. So in this approach, though, the next step is determine how it came about.
What caused it?
What caused this problem? Because we're going to the root of it. We're not just dealing with the fruit, we're going to the root.
Yeah.
So define the problem, not the symptom. That's the game changer there. All right. Determine how it started. Then the next point I put here is you seek wisdom from others who have solved similar problems.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Seek wisdom. I remember we talked about whether it's a financial problem, marital problem, ministerial problem, business problem, problems.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody have dealt with that same thing that you are dealing with. All right. Find them out, seek them out, and ask them, how did you solve this problem? Seek wisdom from others who have solved similar problems.
Yeah.
All right. And you know my favorite scripture for this, Keeshon, is Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
It says, follow those who through faith and patience inherit the promise. Follow those who through faith and patience. All right. Somebody dealt with what it is you are dealing with right now, and they survive. It didn't kill them. All right. The business didn't crush. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? I want to seek that person out, and I want to get wisdom from them. Tell me, Keeshon, how did you solve that problem? What did you do?
Correct.
All right. And I'm seeking wisdom. Now, hear the approach for this now. When you seek that person out, you want to be able to ask questions. Okay. So what you're going to do, you're going to develop a list of possible options.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Ask questions. Ask some questions. All right. Okay. When you sit with that person, ask some questions. Because remember, you are dealing with a problem now. You are to face it. Okay. And you want to be able to know how to solve this problem.
Yeah.
Some principles here we sharing, folks. I'm telling you, you can apply this to a lot of things that you're dealing with. All right. You want to jump in there, Keeshon?
Experience knowledge is always better than just having theoretical knowledge. It's the difference between reading a book and having somebody who have solved that problem before guide you along the way. And this is the reason for having mentors in the first place. A mentor is somebody who has experienced knowledge on a topic, and in any topic, any area, any sphere, it's practically they being equipped and successful in the past in solving problems that produce via creating production. So definitely you always want to connect with somebody that did it before. I remember, in learning as well, one of the guys that taught me said the Bible is a good place to go to look for some of the greatest problems that the world ever faced. And right next to the problem that the world ever faced, you actually see that most times there's an individual who got empowered to solve the problem. All you need to do is read their story.
Yeah.
What they did, how they approached it, their attitude, their mindset, their
Yeah.
philosophy, their concept, and everything is right there in the book,
It's
showing, highlighting, showcasing what they would
yeah.
have do to be successful. A matter of fact, the only reason they're in the good book is because they were able to successfully solve the problem the way God wanted them to do so. So now they're a hallmark. They're an
Yeah.
example, you know. So
Who's one of your greatest problem solver in the Bible besides
I like
Jesus?
I like Joseph and Moses.
Yeah,
Joseph,
yeah,
Moses, David.
yeah. Those are real players. I
Yeah.
Joseph is a intellect by himself. He and Moses, boy.
Yeah. Joseph,
Yeah,
Moses, David.
yeah.
That's
Those
my
guys. So those are individuals. Those folks you could go and read about them. All right. Joseph solved a problem that no one in the world was able to solve.
correct.
And the thing with that problem, he solved a problem and he created a job opportunity that only he could fill.
Exactly.
All right. Only he could have filled that opening there. Because when he spoke to Pharaoh, he said, "This is what you need to do, bam." And Pharaoh said, "I mean, how can we find such a man?" And Pharaoh said, I mean, you solve the problem now. Yeah, yeah. You tell us about the problem. You the man to fit that. So that is what it does. And sometimes, like for somebody, and you're on a job, all right, you're working at a company. There's a problem, and
Yeah.
this is what is so unique about sons of God. And this is what's so unique about believers. All right, that God, you have that access to tap into the mind of God to get wisdom
Mm-hmm.
to solve problems on your job that no one else could solve. So you could
Correct.
literally be a problem solver on your job. All right. So look for problems because he who solves problem get paid. And I think that for you see, there are countries that are experiencing real financial crisis. All right.
Yeah.
That's a problem there. That's a problem.
Correct.
Okay. Discussions like these, you look for a problem to solve in your
Yeah.
community, in your country. All right. Because where there's a problem, there's money running to that. There's money flowing to it. There's money flowing to it. Most wealthy people go into poverty-stricken area to solve problems
Yeah.
because there's money flowing to that. All
Correct.
right. And that is a game changer by itself. So Moses also he's also, I mean, that to be able to go down into Egypt and to lead all them Jews, real problems.
Yeah.
He was everybody coming to him. I mean, he had to go to God. I mean, there's a whole lot we can say about that, but I'm telling you, this is really a game changer here. All right. So, folks, those of you who are on, all right, just share your takeaway this morning for this session. All right. I believe that these principles that we are sharing again, it's really critical. Go back on the live, listen it, take a look at it over and over, and probably you have a problem that you need solved. All right, and apply it to your life. Okay.
Yeah.
So seek wisdom, ask questions with the person you seek out. How did they solve that problem? The approach, structure it, write it down, take some notes, develop a list of possible options. All right, what about the possible options you have coming out of this? Okay. I think one of the things we said, analyze the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Find the problem, not the symptom. I know sometimes we focus on the symptoms and we spend hours talking about the symptom, but let's define the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. It happened already. Okay. And it's stopping you from moving forward. Stop, pause for a cause, and define the problem. Then determine how it came about, how this problem started. Go to the root of it. Because if you don't do that, possibility that same problem will present itself next month, next 2 months. Okay. Right? So you want to go down, you want to fix the root, you don't want to just change the fruit, which is really the symptom. Right? Ask questions, develop a written plan of action. Develop a written plan of action, which means these are steps that you're going to take in solving your problem. So design a plan from the options that best suits your skills, temperament, and situation. okay, which means that your skill set, your temperament. So you're developing an action plan based on that. All right. Install guidelines to prevent the problem from reoccurring. So you want to put a structure in place so that this problem will not recur again.
Correct.
Because the possibility of, if it happened once, it could happen twice, it could happen 3 times. All right. But the fact that you are at a place of wisdom, you are preventing that problem from, guess what, reoccurring again. Now, in the midst of this, I always tell folks, Keeshon, look for the opportunities that comes in this problem.
Yeah.
All right. Look for the opportunities, because remember, you're solving a problem. Okay. And the quote we said, he who solves problem get paid. You're a problem solver. What is it?
Yeah, I said get paid.
Let's solve the problem and give away your stuff. All right. Yeah. Get paid for it. Sell the oil. Pay off the bill. Live on the rest. Sell the oil. You know why I say those things? Because those things are scriptural. Because sometimes people will say, fine, you say things and it's just off your head, but all those things are scriptural. Okay.
Of course.
When the widow woman came to Elisha and she said, okay, I've full all the oil, and what to do again? He said, go and sell it. Pay off your bill and live on the rest. Sell it. He didn't say give it away.
Correct.
Okay, he said sell it and live on the rest. Okay, so the payment that what you're selling it for, the payment is compensation for your work. You're being compensated for your work. All right, the time that you put in to get that oil and thing, you are being compensated. And I'm saying this here because a lot of people sometimes they give away stuff. All right, not understanding that they need to be compensated for the time that they put in.
Yeah.
So that mindset, that's a whole different level. All right. So put guidelines to prevent the problem from reoccurring. All right. Then develop an idea. Develop an idea. Okay. Now this developing an idea is critical, and it's based on the same woman with the who came to the prophet we were just talking about just now. All right. Who the creditor took her sons. Okay. She had a problem. What's her problem was, Keeshon? The problem was her husband had died. All right, the creditor is going to take her 2 sons. That's a major problem. That's not minor. That's major. All right, and you know, woman and the children.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming to the prophet, she has a problem. She don't know what to do. Okay, and what is, because developing an idea. This is really important. So problems now become a wake up call for your creativity. Let me say it again. Problems become a wake up call for your creativity. So it's there now, but it's sleeping. Your potential is there, it's sleeping. Like I normally say, you're sitting on your potential and looking at your possibilities. You're sitting on it. Okay, you're sitting on it. But the problem now, what it becomes a wake-up call for our creativity.
Yeah.
Because if that problem didn't present itself, guess what? That creativity will have never get up. You'll never find, say, listen to me, I need to do something here. I need to do something here. Okay, and this is important, Keeshon. Some people will not get up and move and use the gift that they have until there's a crisis.
Yeah.
So problem is what becomes a wake-up call. So you have great ideas are born out of necessity.
Correct.
Great ideas are born out of necessity and need. Great ideas are born. Okay, so for those of you who you have a problem and you just listen to me, I don't know what to do. Okay, all right. Great ideas are born out of necessity. Let that idea, all right. I normally said that idea that drop in your head, that drop in your heart. What's that idea? And that idea came about because of that necessity, that need that you have there. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So hear me, folks. Hear what we said here. And we always say that God is not going to just give you money like that. He give you an idea. Because your problem is that you can't pay your rent and you want money to pay your rent. But God said, I don't want to just give you money to pay your rent. I want to give you an idea. Correct. So that you can be a landlord and not a tenant. Yeah. It's a game changer there. But guess what? You want money to pay your rent. Yeah. Okay. So you're in a jam, you're in a situation, and you want money to pay rent. But God said, listen to me, I want to give you an idea. And because of that stress, Keeshon, because of that frustration, you miss the idea that is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You miss it because guess what? Because you're discouraged and you're in distress.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for you to even hear or to even seize that idea that God will drop. This is why, Keeshon, most people miss the idea that comes, that is given, that is born out of necessity.
Yeah. Yeah.
They miss it. They miss the idea that is born. The next point I have here is attitude towards problem affect your creativity. Again, your attitude towards the problem, it affects your creativity, which means you can't function, you can't think. The genius in you cannot come out.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a problem. So guess what? The best thing you do is to sit and just stress out and just don't do anything. And some of us are good at just doing nothing. We have a degree in just doing nothing. We major in that, not doing anything. And as a result, because there's a problem, because attitude towards problem affect your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So an attitude adjustment is needed. So folks, let me tell somebody, I tell you, probably you have a problem this morning and it's difficult to solve. Get around people, get around problem solvers. Get around people that will affect your attitude, change your whole mood.
Yeah.
All right, because it's not that the idea is not coming, all right, because you cannot see it. It's there. All right. And the third point here, Keeshon, problems are opportunities in disguise.
For sure. Yeah.
Problems are opportunities in disguise. So, folks, we could keep you. I could keep you here all morning, but share your takeaway this morning on on this problem solving. All right, this is a sobering discussion, but I believe it's loaded with a lot of stuff here. All right,
Yeah.
what's your takeaway this morning, Keeshon?
Solve a problem, get paid.
Mm. Somebody texted, it's time to get paid, boy. It's time to be paid. It's time to be paid. All right. All right. Boom. Have a growth mindset towards your problem. All that is good. A growth towards your problem. Problem becomes a wake-up call for your creativity. All right. So those of you on folks, just text your takeaway from this morning. We were dealing with problem solving. All right. And we share some really, really unique principles here on how to solve problems, your approach towards the problem. All right. And I think that's a game changer here. All right. We're gonna continue on this one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. When you say problems, opportunities in disguise. That's it there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say it because the woman, um, the woman that came, the same one we were talking about just now, who the creditors came and took her stuff. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Notice what Elijah said to her. He gave her a plan of action. All right. That idea was birthed. He gave her an idea. Okay. And when I'm doing this, I said he took off his prophetic hat and he put on his coaching hat. I know we like prophecy and thing, okay? But guess what? To solve this problem, he took off his prophetic hat and he put on his coaching hat. And he said, listen, man, this is what I want you to do. Go and borrow vessels, all right? Bam, she started full of oil. All the vessels full up. She came back to him, tell me what to do. An idea, give her an idea. Great ideas are birthed out of necessity. Great ideas are birthed out of necessity. I know that your problem feel like it's choking you. I know probably your problem feels like I don't have any money, and probably said, we could have all this discussion and that, but you don't know. Yes, we probably don't even know. All right. But one thing we know, that he who solves problem get paid. And your ideas are born out of necessity. All right. Yeah. And there's a necessity, there's a situation that you're in right now. And there are ideas that is coming in your mind, in your heart. When you go to bed, ideas are coming. But guess what? Your attitude towards the problem affects your creativity.
Yeah.
So you have what it takes to solve the problem. Okay, you have what it takes to deal with the idea that's dropped in your head, but the problem is choking you, and you can't think. All right. So let's say what some of the problems Sandra says. What Sandra say here? Problems are opportunities in disguise. Wonderful. All right. Norton says change the attitude towards problem. These are folks sharing the takeaway, Keeshon.
Yeah.
Right. An open mind is needed. That's right. An open mind is needed. All right. So folks, sit here. All right. So we're out of time here. So, folks, before you come off, I ask that if you're probably on for the first time, make sure and subscribe to the page. Leave a comment. Let us know what you like, what's your takeaway. Those of you who are coming on, all right. Even now we have to go. It's the hour is up. But I really thank God for this session this morning. All right. What do you think about this session, Keeshon?
Awesome. This is the fabric of having success in society at large, because we're all going to be facing problem, as you rightfully said. We either came from one, going to face one, facing one. You need to solve it.
Yeah. All right. So, folks, don't think that this topic is not needed. I'm trust what I'm telling you. All right. Go back and listen to this again. Share it with a friend, and sit down and apply the principles to your own situation. Try it out. All right. He who solves problem get paid. Don't be distressed. All right. Don't be discouraged, discomfort, and all that stuff. Okay. Then your creativity will not be able to come forth. That idea, all right, that God will drop in your mind, in your heart for you to work. It's difficult for you to work it if you're choking with problems. All right. So blessings, everyone. Stay blessed and don't ever be stressed. All right, Keeshon, I'm getting to my workout, and I'm going to see you probably in about 2 hours. Stay blessed.
Okay. Awesome. Have a good one.
All right, wonderful.